All right, so I'm gonna get you guys rolling here. Good topic. Let me share this over and we'll get you here. So what I'm going to talk about today is really one of the first modules that I have you guys go through in the training modules on mindset. Had to turn off my phone there. Come on. So if you've gone through this first module, this is going to help get some clarity on how to uh, how to navigate that first module and start really getting clear on designing and what does that look like and mapping out what your future looks like, really. Because again, a lot of times we get caught up in the mix of the day-to-day mundane things and the hustle and the grind of the week and the month and the year. And pretty soon it's 2 years, 3 years. But this will give you really need a clear path because a clear path is going to be or allow you to maneuver faster and quicker and make better decisions. Again, the foundational component is your health and wellness, your ability to perform at a high level on a consistent basis, your ability to show up different, your ability to look different, your ability to perform different. So we'll go ahead and jump in here beyond the scale, building a vision that pulls you forward, right? And why does this matter? Again, it's going to allow you to navigate and understand where you're going because that's so important, guys. Most men at surface level, hey, I just want to feel better, get in shape, get some abs. You have them, but are they covered up or not? Uh, yeah, I mean, those are some superficial components, but we got to dig a little bit deeper. Yeah, do you want to look different or feel different? Of course, it's confidence because confidence is going to allow you to do things that you may not have been able to do in the past. You show up different, you perform different. People are going to look at you different and they're going to follow you differently. And you're, from a leadership standpoint, I can't describe, you just have to feel that experience when you walk in a room, you feel good, you fit, everybody's looking at you, the confidence, it just hits different, guys. So, but surface goals, are going to fade when stress hits, and or what I see happen with some of you guys is you get pulled back into an environment that you haven't been able to manipulate well enough to make the changes. So what happens is you cycle. You're back into it. You're back doing the same thing. You're back struggling with the same thing. We got to break that cycle. One of the ways you break the cycle is you have to know where you're going. What does it look like? So again, when things shit hits a fan, life hits, what happens? Again, sometimes you're going to revert back to those habits and components that uh, got you in a bad position or unhealthy position in the first place. So what we want to do is look at long-term goals, something deeper. What does it look like? It's going to be, or I'm asking and taking the time to really think and get yourself in a state where you can think outside of what you've always thought. Um, because if we always do the things you always do, you're always going to get the results you always had or have. Do you need to change those results? Maybe. So get clear on what you actually want. That's the biggest thing, guys. Clarity. Clarity is going to allow you to move and maneuver in a different energy, in a different phase, speed, and show up in a different way. So ask yourself, what do you want my life to look like in 12 months from now? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and start designing it. Again, you're going to hear me if you watch the first module in the mindset training. Again, we have limiting beliefs. They're imposed on us. So allowing yourself to push through some of the limiting factors that have been imposed on you and thinking in a larger frame, it's going to open some stuff up for you guys. So consider what your energy, relationships, confidence, leadership, not just what the scale looks like, how you feel. Obviously, the foundational components are going to allow you to perform at a different level. So again, get very clear. What does that look like for you? If you need to make big changes, you got to do the work, right? Does it have to be hard? Does it have to be hard? So example, feel confident in walking into any room, have energy at night to play with the kids instead of crashing on the couch, showing up a different way at work, being a different leader, okay, getting that promotion that you never thought you was going to get, or getting a contract that you may not have thought you would have gotten if you didn't present yourself in a certain way. So again, what have we not considered that if we consider or we show up a different way that it may show up for us? Anchoring is used quite a bit in NLP training. So you want to anchor emotional states to specific goals because it'll allow you to um, maneuver through situations where some people think it's hard. And if you're anchored to emotional response, you can get through those situations and control your emotion because you know where you're going a lot easier. A lot of times, not all the time, guys. A lot of times, we create more stress than it needs to be. It's just ingrained in us. It's a program. We're taught that. So the scale can't motivate you when life gets tough. It just won't work that way. Again, emotions and experience do. Okay, what lessons have I learned in the past? If I learn these lessons and let the emotional response and extract those lessons so that I don't repeat them. Because again, if a stressful situation appears, which they will in some formats, how do we maneuver them? How do we respond? What does that look like? Are we going back to our old patterns that always got us the result we may not have desired? We really need to be aware of what we do desire, what we want. What does that look like? Not about what we don't want, okay? What do we want? You start focusing, you're going to hear this. You start focusing on what you don't want, what are you going to get? What you don't want. Energy is going to go that way. So anchor your goals to feelings like pride, confidence, vitality, being a role model, being a better parent, a better spouse, a better leader, all those components. Example, instead of losing 20 pounds, feel proud of putting my arm around my wife at the beach. What does that look like? What does it feel like? Your relationship could get stronger from that standpoint. Trust me. If you're in better shape, the relationship with your wife is going to be better, both of you. Just we just went through that process, and now we're connected even better. So just from a world of experience, because Aaron and I've been business partners for a long time. We've been through a lot, and not all of it was pretty. Trust me. So understanding and getting on a better page and taking care of yourself physically, the emotional components will get better as well. So build future memories. What does that look like, feel like, smell like? Visualize, create future memories your brain believes are real. You don't know the difference. Imagine yourself already living that outcome. This is really okay. How does that person show up on a consistent basis? Do a little bit of research on high performers and people who've been very successful. How do they act? How they communicate? How they respond emotionally to situations? Those are just examples for you guys. Again, you're gonna have to make this your own. I'm just giving you a roadmap, and then you take that roadmap and start designing. Walking into a reunion, confident, walking into that business meeting or that presentation that if you are awarded that presentation, it changes the trajectory of your income. Yeah, you want to be on your A game there, right? Hiking with your kids without stopping for breath, picking your kids up, the small things that we take for granted sometimes, right? Leading your career with unmatched energy, showing up in a different format in a different way because people are watching all the time. Don't forget that. Stay motivated through distractions. Okay. This is a component where, again, distractions will come, roadblocks will appear. It's again how we respond and how we can navigate. So life will throw curveballs. Example, you're going to have travel. So you're going to be outside your environment. Some of you guys I work with travel a lot. So you're always in a different environment. It's how can you maneuver in that environment and control your state and control your response to that new environment? Or maybe you control that environment better, show up in that environment the way you want to show up and control your situation, right? Stress, late nights, all these things are going to come. If your vision is weak, excuses win. Oh, I'll just do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll just do this or I'll just do that. You know, so think about that. What do you desire? Um, and is that strong enough to pull you forward? So is your vision strong? Excuses lose power. If you know where you want to go, what does that look like? Everything else kind of falls aside. Because sometimes some of the things we're doing um, may be a distraction, really, and that's where the clarity is going to help. So motivation isn't about discipline alone. Do you have to do the things when you don't want to do them? Yes, you've heard me say that. It's about clarity of vision. How do I want to present myself? How do I want to win each day? How are these wins going to compound to impact my life, my family, my environment, my community? Think about it from a bigger standpoint. So, again, if you haven't been through the first two modules, jumping in those and then booking a call, we can work through these. When your vision is strong enough, excuses lose their power. You won't let some of those components be a distraction, even if you're going through some stressful situations. It's again our lens and how we can maneuver those situations with the tools we have built and the tools we have designed, and knowing what direction we want to go. It's all going to be important for you guys. So again, in that module, it goes deeper than this, but you always want to kind of look at this and have some type of roadmap on a yearly, maybe 2 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, 100 year, because some of the NLP training takes it way out because a lot of times we're taught limitations that things will not happen as fast as they could. But what if we tried something we've never anticipated trying and it gives us a result that we thought we never could accomplish in the time frame we could accomplish it? So get a 12-month vision. I would prefer you guys and try this. I used to think this stuff was um, kind of kooky or whatever when I was younger. I was naive a little bit, which is all good. We all have to learn. We all have to take responsibility for things that we didn't trust or believe in until we do, right? Um, Vision boards, visualizing the things, having those visual components in front of you. It's going to help with the unconscious mind. So anchor it to emotional future experience. The time when you did XYZ, what did it feel like? Anchor that. What I'm saying there is you can take another experience where you were very successful and what you felt like and anchor to a future memory where you're successful doing something else in the future. And what does that look like for you? So you want to create a future memory, visualize it daily. Again, I think visualization goes a long way in having it in front of you from a visual standpoint, or go experience certain situations out of your environment that's going to allow you to be expansive. This is something Aaron and I do. We will go, if we have a date night or something, we will go to an expansive place, what I'm saying, and maybe it's a nicer restaurant because when you're in that environment, you can think in a like a different format because you're not stuck in an environment and you're looking around and everything's expansive. What I'm saying is everybody's there to create and be expansive and communicate in that way. Um, there's different environments you can put yourself into. Revisit the vision when distractions hit. That's why having it in front of you, those goals or future memories in front of you. That way you can go back to it. And when if you're in your work environment, you can put it up. If you're in a home environment, you can put it up some type of vision component. It's on your computer, it's on your phone, whatever it may be. Any of those frames are going to work. It's a matter of doing the work to do it, right? So if you know what you want deeply, emotionally, and vividly, all those negotiating things that pull you off track will um, move to the side because your vision and emotional response and knowing what you want, you'll be able to navigate situations a lot easier. And you won't negotiate with yourself. Your unconscious mind's going to know where to go and what you envision and what the outcome should be. So, so it's easy, to get from point A to point B. I say it's easier because you've done the work, you've designed it, you've emotionally attached it, and then when the distractions and things come, you can navigate those things and or decide not to take things on or decide not to do certain things because it's not going to serve you. There's other things out there waiting. Uh, so if you put yourself in this situation, everything could change. So we don't want excuses, right? Because responsibility is key. But again, knowing where you want to go is going to allow you to navigate all those situations a lot easier. So, dude, take some time, do the work of, hey, here's where I want to be 6 months. Here's where I want to be, a year, year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, and start working and designing that. What does it look like? Not only from my foundational components, which is your health and wellness, because if you don't have that, sometimes you can't buy that back, guys. So keeping the foundation going is so crucial. So, you know, making sure that the foundation's solid, knowing where you want to go, because when those stressful situations come up and or when opportunities come up, you can present yourself in the best way possible because you know what direction you want to go. That's going to impact not only yourself, your spouse, your family, your community. So again, do the work. You got to do the work from a mental standpoint. I know it seems so simple, but it's so powerful and it allows you to maneuver faster. Okay. So let me know. We can book a call off this, and then dig a little bit deeper. I can go in a little bit deeper conversation about setting this up. What does it look like? And then the other component would be experiences and tying them to what you want to accomplish long term. So just want to review this. It's good information. We just have to do the work to make sure we get it down and get it on paper, get it in front of us, understand what the emotional response is going to be, what does it look like. And then what we can do is have some conversations with our spouses, have conversations with business partners, have conversations with children about these situations. It's okay to do that because it's important. All right. All right, guys. Let me know if you need anything else. Again, we'll book a call off this and keep you guys moving forward.